your health and joy. Welcome to my regular viewers and to those that are brand new to me. My name is Patricia Becker, and today's class is going to be yoga at your desk. And I want to let you know, for more free yoga classes from me, you can visit my website, www.yourhealthandjoy.com. So let's begin with some classes. Yoga at your desk poses. So first things first, you want to get a comfortable seat when you're in your chair, because normally when we sit at our chair, our pelvis tilts in, our lower back tilts in. So to get comfortable, first of all, lean to the right, get your sit bone, your glute muscles, and any upholstery you might have, take it in, back, and apart. Try to keep it there. Lean to the right, and then get a hold of your outer left sit bone, your inner thigh, spin it in, back, and apart. And you create a broader foundation, and you should feel your lower back lift in and up to give you a lift all the way up through your spine. And then draw your shoulders back. So these are stretches you can take during your day. Just take a little breather. You need to do this. So first of all, we're going to stretch our arms out nice and wide. Stretch out through your fingers. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Open your heart. Open your sternum. And then we're going to lift our arms straight up to the sky. Inhale your arms up. You can even hook your thumbs together here. Feel your broad foundation with your sit bones rooted down. Lift all the way up through each little vertebrae. Stretch it up. And you can exhale your hands down, right straight in front of you, or down to the side. Either way. We want to remember gravity is sinking down on our spine all day long, maybe especially when we're sitting. So let's take a nice seated twist. So you're in your chair, you take your hand to the arm, providing you have an arm. If you don't have an arm, just take your hand to your outer knee. So I have an arm, so I'm going to put it here. And then you can place your right hand on the back of the chair, turn from your belly, lift through your spine, and then draw your right shoulder back, draw your left shoulder back, and then look way over your right shoulder. Turn from your belly, lift all the way up through the top of your head. And you want to make sure you're not going like this. So you want to take the sides of your throat back and lengthen all the way through the back of your neck. Inhale through center. And then we'll go off to the other side. Place your hand on the back of your chair. Turn from your belly. Lift through your spine as you turn. Look way over your left shoulder as much as you can. Turn your head as much as comfortable, and also your gaze. Inhale through center. You might feel some nice decompressing in your spine, some chiropractic adjustments. No extra charge. Let's do it again. Feel your hips and your feet rooted down, your hips rooted down. Turn from your belly, turn, 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 and look way over your left shoulder, your right shoulder. And then draw both shoulders back, lift your heart up. With your next inhale, lift a little taller, and your next exhale, turn a little deeper. Inhale through center, and off to the left. And you can use your hands on your chair to help you take it a little bit deeper than you would be able to take it if your hands weren't there. So turn and lift both. And then we'll inhale back through center. So your shoulders, sometimes they may go like this, right, from working on your computer. And then when you're driving home, they're like this. And then when you're cooking, it's like this. So let's do some nice shoulder rolls. Take your shoulders way forward, way up to your ears, and way back and way down. Yeah. And the more pronounced you make your moves, the greater the benefit. Go breath by breath, no forcing. You just want to make it feel good. And then we'll pause here. Now let gravity take your shoulders down, and from your broad foundation that we created, lift all the way up through the back of your spine, all the way through the top of your head. And then we're going to take our earlobe towards your shoulder. And then you can feel this long side of your neck relaxing on your exhale. And you can even take this arm out. And then if you want, you can close your eyes if you have some time. Take a big inhale, and then on a slow exhale, feel the long side of your neck relaxing on the exhale. And then we'll come back through center. And we'll take the other hand out. Sit tall, and then take that earlobe towards your shoulder. And you'll take a few breaths and feel the long side of your neck relaxing on the exhale. Our bodies tend to relax more on the exhale. And then we'll release that arm down. Now you can do that same stretch, or you can take it a little bit deeper by lifting your arms straight up, taking the hand to the side of the head and stretching the opposite arm out again, and then earlobe towards your shoulder. Now here you press your head into your hand and your hand into your head, so you get a bit more of a dynamic stretch. Breath by breath. Let your neck relax on the exhale. Change sides. Take the opposite arm up and the other arm out. Stretch through your hands, stretch through your fingers, and then place your hand on the side of your head and tilt the other way. And gently press your head back up into your hands and your hand into your head. And then we'll release that. And then you're going to pretend like you have shoulder earrings. So sit tall, draw your shoulders back, take a breath. And now squeeze your shoulders right up to your ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze as much as you can, and get ready for a big exhale and let it all, the stress and tension, melt right out of your shoulders. Get ready? And exhale. And then you pause for a moment, let it keep. Imagine any stress or tension just melting away. And then we'll squeeze it up again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. And all the muscles get really tight. And then get ready for your exhale and let it go. And then if there's any of these you like, you can pause and repeat them, or just remember a few of them. Okay, so let's give our backs a massage. You can hold on to your chair if you have arms, or you can hold on to your knees. So this is a variation of cat and cow. If you've gone to any of my other yoga classes, you might have seen cat and cow on the mat. So this is in your chair, at your desk, in your office. So we're going to arch our spine forward. Take your sit bones out, draw your shoulders back. And then round your back, take your navel to your spine, round, round, round your back, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. And then arch the opposite way. So this is a nice back massage. And then here's another one. We're going to stretch our arms way out like we did in the beginning. Stretch them way out, and you can pulse them back a little bit. And if you want a little bicep and tricep strengthening, turn your arms. Turn them. And you can see my fingers are activated too. So it's not like this. Right, it's active. Strengthen your wrists. Strengthen your fingers. And now give yourself a hug. Wrap yourself up. And then you can move your shoulders all around. And then we'll stretch our arms out again and turn your arms. So you should actually feel your biceps, your triceps, your wrists. Give them a little movement, give them a little space. And then wrap yourself up the other way, the other arm in front, and roll it around. Yoga at your desk. You have to take care of yourself when you're sitting at the desk for so long, right? Be more productive. And then release. So some of those you may not be able to do if you're at a desk or at a conference meeting at a big table, but here's one you can do. So you can lean back and put your left foot down and then stretch your right leg long. So even if you're in a meeting, you can do some of these stretches. And then you can do ankle circles with your foot. You can go one way and then you can go the other way. And then you can point your foot, stretch out the front of your leg, the top of your leg, and then flex your foot, and you stretch out the back side of your leg. And then root that leg down, take the other leg up. And ankle circles, you want to go both way with your ankle circles. Yeah. That's that. Now, here's another one you can do, is come up on your toes, cross your legs, and then squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your outer hips together, and you can hold on to your knees and lift your lower back in and up, lengthen through your spine. Imagine you're creating a lot of space right up through each little vertebrae. Draw your shoulders back, lift your heart up. And then keep squeezing your inner thighs together. And then we'll unwind, come up on the other toes. Cross your legs, hold on your knees, and by holding on here, it helps you get your lower back in and up. And slowly unwind. Now here's for the fun of it. Hold on to your chair. Contract your belly, squeeze yourself together, squeeze your legs together, and push down, see if you can lift yourself up. And if you can't keep your legs away, you can push your legs on the chair. And then come back down. Look for some upper body. And then another thing you could do is, if your chair is stable, or if you have wheels and they're not stable, you might want to do this. But if your chair is stable, practice getting up and down in your chair without using the arms to strengthen your core. So you root down through your whole foot, not just your toes or not just your heel. So root down through your legs and inhale to stand up. And let's do it one more time. Press down and squeeze, contract your belly muscles and stand on up. Okay, now you're at your desk and you have a little bit of a time to stand up and do some stretches. So we're going to take our feet a little bit apart. We're going to stretch our arms way out like a 5-point star that you are. Squeeze your legs together, isometrically lift way up through your spine, and then take your hand down and stretch the other arm up and over. So you get a whole nice stretch here in the whole lateral side of your body. Keep pressing your legs down. Try to draw both shoulders back. Take a couple of nice breaths. And we'll come up, we'll stretch straight up, and then go off to the other side. Really push down through your feet here so your spine can lift up. Should feel really good. And let's come up, stretch way up, and go back to the other side. This time you can put your hand on your hip to anchor down through your legs and stretch up and over. Oh, what is this? Remember, I'm a little teapot. from when you were a little kid, short and stout. Here is my so on and so forth. And root down, and we'll go off to the other side. Press down in your legs and reach, stretch, crescent off to the other side. And inhale up, stretch straight up. And you can bring your hands together, slide them down in front of your heart. Think of something that brings you joy. Seal that joy in front of our hearts. And then we'll release our hands. And heel toe your feet back together. And cross your one leg in front of the other. I'm not going to say right or left because you might be doing it the other way around. And then same thing is squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your hips together. And then we're going to lift our arms up, hook your thumbs together, squeeze your legs together and push down through your legs and lengthen through each little vertebrae. And we'll stretch off to each side. So when gravity's sinking down on us all day long, keeping us here on the earth, which we do appreciate, we don't want to be floating around in the galaxy, but we have to do things that keep stretching out. Lengthening up through the spine. Exhale down. And then wrap your legs up the other way. And then you can squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your outer hips together. Swoop your arms up to the sky. Now even hook your thumbs the opposite way and lift tall, stretch tall. And then we'll stretch off to the side. And you want to pretend like you're reaching up and over like a beach ball or something here so you're not collapsing too much. Straight up and off to the other side. Try to draw both your shoulders back. And come straight up. Exhale your hands down. And unwrap your legs. Okay, here's a nice one for your wrists from working on the computer, right? This is called the high five pose. Give me a high five. And then squeeze your wrist lovingly and give a gentle tug down towards the earth. And then make a fist and take your fist away from you. As you continue squeezing your wrists and gently tugging the muscles and the fascia down. And we'll release that one. High five on the left hand. Squeeze your wrist and give a gentle tug down, and then make a fist and take your fist away from you. And then we'll release. And then here's another one for the wrist. Take your hand out and then spread your fingers nice and wide on both hands and place your hand on these other fingers and press your fingers back so you get a nice stretch underneath here. These are good for preventing carpal tunnel syndrome or maybe even arthritis. So I'm pushing my fingers into my hand and my hands into my fingers as much as is appropriate for you. And then slowly release. This is all about self-love, self-care. An ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure. Just stretch out the underside of your wrist. Okay. And then we'll release that. There's another one. We can push our fingers together. Draw your shoulders back and just push your fingers together. This makes it all strong here in a different way than just going around like that on your computer, right? And then you can place your hands, your fingers together and keep your palms apart. Pressing them in, and then you can press your whole hand together. Draw your shoulders back. See if you can evenly distribute the weight between your fingers and your metatarsals and your palms. And then we'll release that, and then gently just make wrist circles with your hands touching each other. the other way. This was a request, this class, Yoga at Your Desk, by the way. I already teach this class. I'm a yoga instructor at Stanford University for the Health Improvement Program. It's a very fun group. There. Okay, so if you've been to one of my other yoga classes online or in person, you've seen downward facing dog, a great pose for stretching out all the muscles. Well, when you're at your desk in your office, you may not have room or time or various reasons you can't do a full downward facing dog. But I have a modification, it's called desk dog. So let's try a desk dog. So you want to face your desk, put your hands down, spread your fingers nice and wide, really press your hands down into your desk, and then walk your legs back. So you want to get your spine long and parallel somewhat to your desk, depending upon the height of your desk. This is a pretty low desk here. And then keep pressing your thighs back. Get your feet parallel, so you don't want your feet together or way apart. Just parallel as if you were walking. Press the tops of your thighs back and stretch your spine long. And you can use your hands on the desk to modulate or modify what you want to do. Push the desk away to lengthen your spine even more. And the key here, the key in this pose is to breathe. And then you slowly step yourself back up. That's the key in that pose, and that's the key in all poses. Actually, yoga was a series of breath exercises before they started inventing all the different poses and asanas. So let's do a balancing pose. When you're sitting at your desk all day in your office, good to check in, see where your balance is. So please stand on one leg. Feel that leg rooted down and grow tall, lift up through your spine. So you're pushing down through the bottom half of your body as you lift up through the top half. And then let the opposite leg just fall out. It's a natural hip opener there. And then you can pick up your foot and place it on your calf or maybe on your upper inner thigh. You can take your shoes off if you want to, if you can, if that's permissible. And then we can put our hands in prayer. And then if you'd like, you can stretch your tree branches way out. So you want to keep practicing balancing all the time. You always want to have good balance. Sometimes the older we get, sometimes we can lose the balance if we don't practice. So we'll let that leg down. And so to practice, you can turn the other leg out, and I'll show you how to practice. It's just lift your foot up, put it back down. Lift it up, put it back down. Yeah, so you can put your foot here on your calf. The only thing is I do not want you to place it on your knee. You don't want to push your foot into your knee. It's not going to be a happy knee. And even the yoga teacher can sometimes lose her balance. And then we'll stretch the tree branches out. I'm pushing down through my leg, lifting up through the top of my head and up through my tree branches, my fingers, the little buds. And then slowly come down. And we'll release it like that. So these hips are like this from sitting in your chair, in your desk, and in your car. So let's do a little hip circles. Here I say lotion. Motion is the lotion and the potion. So loosen up your hips, stretch them way out. So you can really feel a stretch way out here. I hope you like this. I hope you find benefit to these poses. If you do, please share this show. You can go the other way now. Share this show with your friends or subscribe to the channel and come back and watch lots more. Okay, and now let's bring our legs parallel. So there's a pose, here's a chair. There's also a pose in yoga called chair pose, also known as Utkatasana, is a Sanskrit name. Very good for the lower back in case you have lower back pain. So what you do is you stand with your feet parallel, you bend your knees, you stick your booty out, and you place your hands on your upper thigh. And then you press your hands into your thigh. So you're pressing your muscles into the bones. And then you take your sit bones apart behind you and draw your shoulders back. Yeah. And then if you can, comfortably sit a little bit lower. And once you have your sit bones apart back behind you, then you give a little tuck of your tailbone down, draw your shoulders up and back. And then you'll press down in your legs and you'll stretch tall, 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 and even lift your arms up to the sky. Stretch way up, press down to your legs, lift up to your spine. And exhale your hands down. So that pose there, that chair pose, easy to remember, chair pose. Let's do it one more time. Bend your knees, place your hands on your upper thighs, not down here, way up here. Nice and close to your torso, press your tailbone down, sit bones apart, chest up. Yeah. By taking your sit bones apart, you're creating width in your lower back. And then a little tuck your tailbone down, you're creating length. And this should free up lower back pain immediately. Okay, and from my heart to yours, remember to breathe. Namaste.